Hey guys, it's Crumbly, and for today's video, we will be making hamburgers. So, first step in making hamburgers, you gotta take the tape off, open it up, and take the hamburger and put it in. And then, once you have it in, you want to start putting your hands in there and start breaking up the meat so it's nice and firm. You want to make sure there's no icy chunks in there. So just keep on splitting it up and breaking it apart. Until it looks very much like small chunks. And you want to do this for a while. And I'm going to be, then after this, I'm going to be putting some seasoning on. Okay, so as you can see, it's all mixed up now. There's no more frozen chunks. And now I'm going to be washing my hands so I get all that meat off. And now, I'm going to be grabbing salt and pepper. The salt and pepper. So you definitely want enough so you can actually taste it, because without tasting it, it just doesn't even help at all whatsoever. Then once you start getting it, you start mixing it a little bit more, getting that flavoring in. And then you get a little bit more. Make sure it's all in the hamburger. And then mix it some more. And you'll continue this process until you feel most satisfied with the salt and pepper. And if you want, you are allowed to add any extra things that you want to spice up your hamburgers with. But for this video, I'm just going to use some salt and pepper. The next step is you want to take the patties once they're all seasoned. You want to start just by grabbing a little bit, and you want to start making that nice patty shape. You want to make sure it's nice and round, and it should look something like that. And then once you get that, you just repeat the process until you got all the patties down. As you can see, I'm being very gentle whenever I'm putting the patties on. So I don't want to break anything. I just want to have a nice rounded patty. And you definitely want to use up all the meat you can to make the patty, because a hamburger is always good with more meat. Okay, so I'm about to be done with all the patties. You see that I have a little bit left over. I'm gonna go to one of the smaller ones and give that a little bit more meat. And I will be making 6 patties.
Press.
Okay, now that you have all your patties out, you want to start flattening them because you don't want them to be really thick. You want to be able to just pack them down and round it out, make it nice and flattened. Then it starts to really make a nice patty form. And you just continue to flatten out every single patty until they're all at the thickness that you desire them the most. Okay, now that they're all thinner, we're going to the next step, to go to the grill. Next step, we're going to be prepping the grill. First, you want to take your cooking spray and go ahead and go across, covering everything. Make sure it's good for the burgers. And then what you want to do is turn on the ignition. And then you want to open this up and then turn it on. And that's how we're going to be heating it up. Okay guys, the next step is to put the burgers that we had from earlier on to the grill. So first, I'm going to be opening up the grill. As you can see, it's nice and hot. I'm going to grab a burger and just put it on. And I'm going to put on every single burger. Make sure if you do get them too close, keep them spaced apart. And then you just lay all the burgers on. And now we wait. And we want to make sure that the burgers are fully cooked on one side before we flip them over. And it looks like these are going to be some pretty good burgers. And now we just wait. As you can see, I make sure that they have at least an inch away from each other because I don't want them getting close to each other, making them messed up. And then once they're done on the one side, I'm going to be flipping them over and then letting them cook on the other side. And then I'm going to be putting them on the plate. Looks like the burgers are now ready to flip. And now we're going to just take it under. And oh, that looks good right there. And I'm just going to flip all of them. They are looking mighty fine. And now that the burgers are down like this, we're going to let them cook. And they're going to be finished soon. Okay. Okay, now it looks like they're good on this side now. So we're going to be taking them off the grill. Yeah, they're looking nice. Take them all off. And that is how you make hamburgers. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to be grilling the buns, I do believe. So what we want to do is take the buns, and you don't want them to be on there for too long because they grow quickly. We're going to be putting them now down lower and just laying them down. You want to make sure you can get them all down quickly before the buns burn. And you also want to make notice that you keep the insides of the buns grilled. Don't grill the outsides because that doesn't help with the grilling of them. And you just want to, this is how you grill the buns. And now once we got that, we're just going to start flipping them. And now we just continue. One step that we did forget though that we can still fix is putting the cheese on them. So just simply lay them back on the grill. And then go ahead and start laying down the cheese. Make sure it's covering the whole burger. Get all the cheese you can, because the more cheese, the more delicious, unless you don't like cheese. Then don't put on any cheese. But I like to put on cheese myself. And now, once we get all the cheese put on, I'm going to be waiting for it all to melt. Now, we're going to watch it melt, and once it's melted, we're going to take it off and then assemble the bun. This process usually takes a little bit of time, but then once it's done, it'll be quick. So now we're going to be closing the grill and waiting. Okay, the next step is, now that the cheese is starting to melt, we're going to be taking it off, being very careful that none of it sticks, and we're just going to slide it on to this bun right here, just right onto the bun, and then conceal it. And there we go, there's one of the burgers. And we will be doing that for all the other burgers. Well, make sure to click that subscribe button, click the bell, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Bye!